y'all. Come on in. It's great to see you.
We have a Stirling mini soap for the ladies today from Stirling Soap Company.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
We are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres, come on in the live chat. Won't you meet the Whiff Pack, an awesome group of friends from all over the world hanging out, and they'd love to meet you too.
They would. And for our mention today, since we really appreciate scent in our house, for Christmas, I got some poopery from Marcus. They had a new scent. This one is Salted Caramel Apple.
Y'all, you heard that right. When potpourri first came out, and it was potpourri flavored flowers and things, why that makes perfect sense to me. But y'all, a very mouth-watering salted caramel apple? You ever heard don't where you eat? It's weird for me. It's a little weird for me. It's like it's turning it back into a caramel apple.
Like a gourmand, but I don't know.
Do you call it gourmand? I don't even want to talk about how good it smells. And what is our soap today?
Our soap today is Lady in White, and it came out in those mini size that they drop at Stirling over on Black Friday. And this one is actually for the ladies. It's an homage to a Creed scent, Love in White.
Y'all, I am so excited. I have put her through so many barbershops. It is her turn today, and I'm excited because the ones that they choose from Stirling Soap Company that are of the female persuasion are usually even more beloved by the guys. Think Duchess. I have no idea why. Ron doesn't either, but there you go. I can't wait to experience this one. Let's meet the soap. All right, y'all, just to reiterate something Sarah said, every Black Friday, Stirling Soap Company releases 7 or 8 soaps in the small 3-ounce size and a 2-ounce aftershave as little testers to the community to see what we might think and if we might want them in a full line someday. This was one of those special surprises from the email on Black Friday from Stirling Soap Company.
Be enchanted by the Lady in White, a delicate, fresh, and floral fragrance with notes of jasmine, rose, and magnolia. Sensual and sophisticated, this scent also features powdery iris, orange, and cedarwood. Unleash your inner elegance with Lady in White, inspired by Creed Love in White.
And even Queen Elizabeth herself wore a Creed fragrance. Well, she might still.
And we already know that this is Crystal with a K approved, so let's unbox it.
Oh, it was a great Black Friday, y'all. You did not see Stirling One or Destination Unknown. Look at that label. Is that a thumbprint?
It's like a ruby thing in there.
Rose petal sign. Anyway, who knows? And then we've got, what's this one over here?
Nobleman.
Nobleman, y'all. And this Sterling Sport. Oh, I'm guessing that's polo. I've got the splash.
All
I think
right.
this is the one here, Lady in White.
Oh, it kind of is more grayscale. Look
I've
at
been
that.
waiting for the color around the edge to be white. That looks very
white.
cool.
They were not joking with that word. They took it seriously.
Here are the perfect friends. I am so excited for you to have this first impression.
To.
She picked that one for Lady in White, and she didn't realize that's the exact same reason that I picked my Star Wars shirt, Lady
Maybe
in White.
it would be a list.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
All right, I'm curious, and it's a Creed scent.
I know.
Okay.
I'm excited. Have we done a female Creed one yet? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think a lot were unisex, but this is like the first specifically for us ladies here.
All right, here we go.
I mean, it's in the name, Lady in White.
There you go.
So, okay, pore's looking
and
good.
And the pore is white. Oh,
long whiff.
She went for the bonus whiff. Yeah.
It is lovely.
Nice.
Okay, when I was reading those florals, I thought it was going to be even like more floral forward.
Right.
And I don't want to say that it is. I mean, they're there. They're for sure there. But it is not a floral overload, let's just say.
Nice.
I actually get more of like a brighter citrusy thing as well.
Sweet.
And it did say a powdery iris.
Yeah.
I think the powder really tames the iris in a very cool, different way.
Yeah.
Like there's something that could be for like the younger ladies, even like teenage age, to the older ladies. Like sometimes the women's scents are very centralized for me, like an age group.
Sure.
This one doesn't. I feel like this could be any age, which is kind of fun.
Multi-generational, perhaps? Yeah.
It does make you want to take a long whiff. There are layers to this scent. I know we say that sometime with the big perfuming houses that you can tell. And here you can definitely tell.
Right. With the shaving soap, the original scents, we sometimes like to dive down into the scent notes, but these are more about exploring how they're presenting a brand new character. You're not going to be exploring those individual scent notes. You're going to be looking at this brand new personality they've created.
Okay, it's interesting. I feel like we say this a lot with colognes.
Yeah.
Like you can tell when certain colognes came out and when the pivot of scent shifted to be more all-inclusive
There's
or a little more unisex.
chronology, y'all.
And this one came out in 2005.
Right.
And I feel like I can really tell that it was early 2000s. There's something that is really got a full, it does have a ladies hint to it. So I appreciate the Stirling name, Lady in White.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's not too feminine that it would conflict with you wearing a cologne.
Right.
Like I think there's stuff in it that wouldn't poke around and conflict. Like it would get along with a lot of the other gents kind of
Right.
scents coming out.
Right. Now, when I saw Lady in White, I'm thinking that's alluding to white florals. Is that kind of a white floral thing? What's the most prominent note in here?
You know, because I read Powdery Iris, I think that's where it's central for me. Like that stays throughout the whiff.
Gotcha.
But there are other things that are coming out that it's not an aquatic, but it kind of approaches the citrusy sides of an aquatic a little bit.
Right.
And then I feel like there are some white woods maybe that could be in here. Like it just...
Cypress kind of thing?
Yeah, like the base doesn't really pull it down scent-wise. It just
Right.
keeps it in that center kind of clean... I don't want to say powdery as in like a barbershop powder. It's not that.
Important distinction.
Yeah, I feel like if you could take the petals of an iris and let them dry and then make them into a little powder or something, that is more what I'm getting.
Right.
So it's still floral-y, but it is not floral forward, like in your face. It's a gentle forward.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm going to go forward as well and see what I can find in this. All right. The shaking clam. Here we go. I love these little sizes.
Me too.
So cute.
They fit in my little hands so well.
All right.
Our first white label.
Oh.
Lovely.
Oh, it's nice, y'all. I feel like if I could take some of those creeds that are my favorite and put my hand on a dial that goes from masculine to feminine and just go click, 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 there's nothing about the creed signature that's shifting.
No.
Just the shift in the gender.
Agreed.
For me. And there's not new giant waves of personalities coming in that would take me away from that creed sense, but it's totally different than what we experienced before. It's very cool. Hold on. And what's cool is on that dial, they took it to feminine, took another click, but there were 9 more clicks they could have gone, and they didn't. So this is landing just this side of feminine, kind of the way Witchy Woman does for me, kind of the way Duchess does when you compare it to Duke.
Right.
You're not sure how it's different, other than that dial has been skewed toward the feminine, and somehow that's happening. It's almost like the florals that are in those masculine colognes have been turned up, and the woods and the spices have been turned down, and then something else has been done to the balance to give this a last little feminine kiss. But it's not in your face. I don't think if a guy walked past you with this, you would get the sense he was wearing a perfume. But it does have a lovely, softer identity to it than most of the masculine ones. And I don't think I would call this unisex either. I think I would for sure put this feminine. But again, just 5 minutes after midnight, if you know what I mean. And a lovely cousin of Duchess. If we're going to talk about that, I think if you have that beautiful sour fruit center that's in Duchess and you turn that down, you're going to get more of where this starts.
I would agree. Like, this doesn't have anything that's gourmandy or syrupy to me, sweet.
No.
Which is different. I feel like that's what puts this a little bit more, you are elegant. There's something about it that's making it more dressed up for me.
And there is a prominent scent note in this, but it is not that much more prominent than anything else. So if everything else is 5'8", this is 5'9.5". But I think you're right. I think it's a beautiful powdered floral. I don't think I'm necessarily getting an iris as much as I am 2 different florals that are coming together to give me that sort of spicy floral note that can hint at the masculine, but it's done with feminine florals. There's a lot going on in here, y'all.
There is.
Something talky and powdery under it that's not baby powder, that's actual talc. And yeah, I think you're right. A cypress, a white wood that doesn't go oak, that doesn't go eucalyptus on the other side, that sits right there in the middle. Nice, soft, feminine balance. Oh, and I love that it doesn't get too sweet. Most of the female perfumes that I have smelled go to sweet, syrupy town real fast. And if I have not eaten, if I'm a little bit hungry, sometimes they can make me a little bit nauseous. This is the anti that. So this is done with florals, but it's almost like they're being turned down for the spiciness, not up for the floral part of it.
I would agree.
Ooh, very nice.
You know, I am about to be a lady in white, so I've spent a lot of time looking at white dresses. And I have to say, this is the smell. If I looked at those pictures of those gals all in their lovely white, like they could all smell like this. It could fit any of those models, which is super fun. It doesn't have like a set person in mind, I think.
Right. After the ceremony, she's just going to throw one of these out into the
There
crowd.
you go.
Whoever catches it gets married next. And y'all, this is our Vanillé bowl. It is honeycomb resin made deep in the heart of Texas by Monica. She did not offer these on the site. We asked her, hey, could you put these 3 colors together? She was like, that's what I do. So any of you would like a custom bowl from Monica at Vanillé, just shoot her an email. Plus, she's super nice to talk to on the phone.
And she gives you options. Like, I would think you would just say, here's your colors, this is what you're getting. No, she kind of plays around with it.
In fact, she gave us 3 different versions we could choose from, so we bought 2 of them.
We did.
And this is my favorite shaving brush in all the wet shaving world. I know. It's less than $12, but y'all, the way this splays, the backbone on it, the length of the bristles, there is just something about it that calls to me. And how we are going to make our lather here on the Barbershop Duet is we're just going to leave our water hanging out at the bottom of this bowl and start to pull that soap. Things are happening. Honey note, this is wild. Start pulling that soap onto the bristles of the brush. But then there's going to come a point of diminishing returns where it stops going onto the bristles. Just turn your brush 25%. They're going to have a new orientation, and that soap is going to continue to make its way onto your brush. Go forwards, go backwards, push down, see what the backbone has to say, and then turn the brush again, another 25%. And look at that. Even in this honeycomb bowl where it can be a little tricky to get all the soap out, it is just about all out. Now I'm going to go down, grab the rest of that water, and start to make my lather. And if you are so inclined, from that moment, you can just take it straight to the legs, straight to the face, or wherever else you want to shave. We don't judge here at the Barbershop.
Is magic happening in that lather?
Y'all.
Woo, I think I'm smelling it here.
It's spreading out like a chorus line. And you got the citrus on one side, you got the florals on the other, you got some fruity in the center. Big time. There is no shame in needing a little extra water in your lather, especially Stirling. She can be a little thirsty, but she will reward you thusly.
It's funny because as soon as we got the box, I knew something, not spilled, but something had a smell in it, and it smelled super good. And I wasn't sure which scent in there, but I was trying not to take a whiff. Good news, it was this one. So the rest in there are safe. We don't know what those smells like.
She told me, don't smell the box. I got it in the closet. Maybe a little bit of a cousin to Cigarro Blossom. Remember that one?
If you could, like Cigar Blossom, I see the bright colors.
Yeah.
But if you could turn the colors down, I think this is what I would get with that.
And then turn the cactus flower down just a bit. Turn the fruitiness down in that. But that beguiling, subtle sweet that's under the surface of that Cigar Blossom is in here too. Well,
look at that lather.
I know. Look at that. Yo, that bowl was red and blue a second ago. You say, well, why? Yo, I had a Stirling shave today. I used my iced pineapple. Ooh. It is just one of the absolute best shaves in the business, and it has no business being as cheap as it is for how good it functions. All right, so y'all, this is something you will only find here on the Barbershop Duet. This is the Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby with 1, 2, 3. Y'all,
yeah, that got turned up.
This is where we're talking. Well, and you know what? Let's have a grown-up conversation. That smells a little like a concentrate. This smells like a creed, and it's beautiful. There is luxury in this scent.
It did say elegance. It has that type of thing in the write-up, and I would agree. There's something about this, not that you couldn't wear it in your PJs, gals, but there is something, I feel like I'd throw it on wanting to get a little more dolled up.
I think there's something fruity and musky, and those are coming up against each other in the middle of this, and it's fabulous. Well, I don't know. I think I'm ready to look at some scent notes. What do you think? Back to the email from StirlingSoap.com.
Notes of jasmine.
Yep.
Rose. Swift for the rose. It's a quiet rose.
It's a white.
It is.
Rose, y'all, and it's a bit subdued. And isn't that wonderful? Well, Rose is generally a primary singer. You know that voice. You love that voice. But when you turn it down in the mix,
it's a secret weapon.
Boy, is it a beautiful backup singer. And then,
with Magnolia, that might be the citrusy side we're getting.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. That's what they've done. They've taken these florals that generally we're not used to. We are not used to iris. We are not used to magnolia. They have put them together in a fabulous blend and then turned them down so that you barely sense them as floral. That's what makes it one click to the feminine. That's all it's giving you. But boy, is that a fabulous spicy floral mix. And then it goes on.
And then it's the powdery iris.
Beautiful.
Orange. So it is orange. That's the citrus.
Yes.
And that's, I think, why my brain was getting almost an aquatic, but not. Just how it's being used here. It's masterful.
And y'all, if you saw the word powdery and your brain is a little bit like, how's baby powder going to work in this? It doesn't. It's not.
No.
It's not baby powder. You know what it is? It's talc. It's the actual powder. Think talc and lavender from A&E. That's why this is amazing and why it's beautiful and elegant and has a timeless quality to it. Talc goes back hundreds of years. The exact scent notes that make up baby powder go back to Johnson & Johnson, I think. But this is more timeless and beautiful in that powder. And then look at the orange and cedarwood. How those are almost coming together as the little masculine edge on this feminine cologne.
It's funny. It's blended so well. It's almost hard for me to pull out the cedarwood and the orange, but they're in there. Like my brain knows there's something citrusy, hard to find. There's something woodsy, hard to find.
You know what I'm getting? Because the sandalwood for me is so creamy, I get an orange creamsicle in here at about 20-25%. Do you smell that?
Please hold. If you could mature it and turn it a little more feminine, you're not wrong.
I know. And y'all, I think I hear the ice cream man. Why don't we take this down a little deeper? The nooks and crannies in here are insane. Usually with nooks and crannies, I get 10%, 15% surprises maybe. This, I'd say 40% of this lives in those nooks and crannies.
Is it crazy to think, like, if a scent could sparkle? Does that feel like it's happening?
Like crystal.
Yeah.
Well,
With a
crystal with
K?
a K. And y'all, I know we never talk about lather here at the Barbershop Duet, and I know we don't do shaving, but we do realize when we do watch our shavers, like No Frills, we like to see how that lather coats his face. I'm going to enjoy this for a second while I pass this over to you. Oh, this is giving me a beautiful citrusy scent.
Is it still more on the feminine side to you? Like, now that we've lathered, did it get more feminine to you?
But, you know, let's have a grown-up conversation. I don't know. I don't know if a flower is necessarily feminine to me. My mom and my grandpa were both nursery people. So I don't know. My grandfather would come home every night smelling the high heaven of peonies. Was that masculine or feminine? I don't know. My nose might have been a bit skewed. But for me, I just kind of go by the personality of it. Does it have momness to it? Is it nurturing?
Right.
Yes. This kind of is.
I would agree. And I do have to mention, this lather is unreal. The slickness, the padded feel I'm getting. I know we don't get to shave our face, ladies, and have it close to our noses, but this is quite an adventure.
Right. And you know, the other thing, too, my mama passed away this year. I enjoy having some more of the feminine scents on my shoulder, like with Dorothy Jean from Sincari, because she used to walk under the honeysuckles with her grandma. I don't think it's about smelling like things. I think it's about inviting your memory to go back in time and using these as our little flux capacitors. So I don't think it's a conversation necessarily about, am I going to smell masculine or feminine?
Right.
I think it's more about, where is this going to take me? And this kind of does remind me of some of the perfumes that some of my favorite people have worn, and maybe back to some of those little day trips to the Winchester Mystery House, or out on the bay whale watching, or just something I did with my mom or my female friends that this is going to whisk me back to.
I could see that.
That's why I love this.
I still can't get over how there's nothing pokey or syrupy in this scent. I think that's how you know it's a Creed scent.
Right. And it walks up to that line a little bit in a couple of areas, but the smoothness of it is what is jumping out at me because it doesn't take them that far. And y'all, we do have a splash that goes along with this, but we have to take the lather off first. We'll do it Bewitched style. All right, and we are going for the splash. These are so cute.
It's funny. I don't think I ever would have found this scent besides doing something like this for Stirling. But if you had to pick me out a formal, floral-y kind of thing without being too floral, like a scent that I would really enjoy, this kind of fits that lane. So thank you, Stirling.
It's an interesting thought, too. Usually when you hear that a scent is floral, you're going to think it's floral.
I know. I kind of run the other way.
Yeah, no, not with this. It just lets the florals go to a certain point, and then they stop. Is it still floral? Absolutely, but not crazy. Oh, I think you're going to like this. Hold on. I'm going to pass this over to you first. You try
Do I throw this bad boy out? Okay. Let's see what Lady in White has to say here. It has brighter, higher notes somehow. Like, I don't know if that's the citrusy thing.
Oh, I just shaved and this burn is delicious.
Oh, things are happening.
I'm getting a little of that white bricky stone part that's in Cigar Blossom, but not the cactus blossom and not the fruity parts of it. Ooh.
Is that the powdery iris magic?
Maybe.
And that magnolia. I really don't think we've had many soaps that have that.
You know what's funny? I just realized something. You know how with the guy colognes, we have either the strong personalities or the best friends. So think Aventus. That's going to be like a personality. Green Iris Tweed, that's a personality. Leighton, however, a little bit more of a wingman scent. Not necessarily going to be the first thing in the room, but something there to support you.
Yeah.
Y'all, generally for me, the female colognes are very personality driven. They need you to know what they are. They need you to recognize them the next day. They are strong personalities that vibe with yours. Again, I grew up in the era of white diamonds and this is the first time I think that I have experienced a super luxurious and complex female scent that does not feel like it needs to be the main character.
No, I would agree.
This could be a supporting personality on your shoulder. And I don't think I've experienced that before.
No, and it's not too pretty or too feminine to me that you couldn't be like a Charlie's Angels rocking this. But I do agree. There's something about like a quiet confidence that this brings out.
Right. Yeah, generally you wouldn't even have to ask, is that a feminine? Well, of course it is. But with this is different.
It's like recreating what a feminine scent could be.
Right, from the ground up.
Right. So like 2005, that was really happening then because they had a lot of the feminine stuff either was super sweet, super fruity, or super rosy. Like there wasn't an in-between. And I feel like this one really starts to navigate what that is.
Yes, without having to be the Time Life Greatest Hits version. No. No. It's got its own identity and it's very specific. They started in the center and just built straight up. But boy, did they reinvent how that could be done. Like everything that's normally in the base of a female EDP is not in the base here, nor in the top notes. Like things have been switched around. All the florals are in the middle.
Woo! I'm going to enjoy spending time with this scent. I feel like, yes, it is floral, but it's like a new way for me to discover florals.
Let me see that. This actually might be what I would think the Queen of England might smell like something like this. Because there is something in it just under the surface that is comforting, that has a little bit of momness to it, that is a little bit nostalgic.
Right. It still approaches that elegant side, but that would be more of a queen vibe to me.
That's the word. Elegant. This. And that might be the first time I've ever said that. This is a beautiful, elegant scent.
Yeah, because a lot of times for the men, I'll say, I feel like you need to be in a tux for this, or you need to be dressed up going to the Grammys.
The magnolia, almost, when it gets to the part where it would become too sweet, becomes almost a leathery sense. And I'm not sure how. You're probably not getting that at all, are you?
A little more on you, but actually I picture like white leather gloves, like the elegant ladies version, you know? The orange in this is quite magical. It's kind of the secret weapon that brings the florals together without them conflicting somehow.
I do get that candied orange, like an orange creamsicle. So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be a rebel spy who has gotten her hands on the plans for the Death Star. But the problem is, they have also gotten their hands on you. You have one chance to get these plans down to the planet and into the hands of old Obi-Wan Kenobi. And as soon as you see that little protocol droid and realize that he has a holographic camera installed, lady in white, you're gonna get your own. Head over to stirlingsoap.com where you can find this and a wide range of other products.
I am back from my shave with Lady in White, and it was a glamorous shave. This scent to me is one that I'm going to reach for when I need to feel a little more dolled up or if I'm getting dressed up to go out after. It just has that little touch of elegance, and it was a wonderful latherer. I thoroughly enjoyed getting whiffs of it as I was building it. So thank you for this scent, and I really hope it comes back in a full size so I can get the EDT to match.
Welcome to Messages.
So for our January giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get one of the inaugural soaps that they just dropped over at Adopted Acres Soap Company.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to WeSentYou@theBarbershopDuet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways. And then check back here the first week of February to see if you are our lucky winner.
Best of luck. So if you needed our vote over at Stirling, yes, we would like this to come back.
Apple waffle, this, Arlen. We have a small list going. The other thing I love about Rod and Mandy's nose, we asked them this on the live, if they actually collect the original bottles. Yes, they do. And yes, they're tax deductible. We love that when we open a Stirling homage, we can kind of tell it's going to be amazing because we have come to trust Rod and Mandy's nose. There are billions of scents they could choose from to homage. And we love that somehow they know the ones that blow our skirts up. And we love that they put them out as a trial.
Right.
Grab it for $9. See if you love it. And if you do, hey, next summer it might be in a full size.
Right? I'm so glad they're helping us even find what other scents are out there, because I missed this in 2005. I had just been in college. I had no idea. I was not going to go be buying a Creed then. But now I can enjoy how lovely this is. And I'm so glad that we can add this to collection. Hopefully, when it comes back, we can get the EDT too. I wouldn't complain about that. Just
that
saying.
would be lovely to go with your Queen of Hearts.
Yes, it would. Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.